Rodney Wayne reckons it's been the toughest in the 53 years he's been involved in the hairdressing industry. He's been outspoken about it as he was inducted into the Franchise Association's Hall of Fame, and he joins us now to discuss that. Rodney Wayne joins us on the couch. Thanks for coming in, Rodney.
Thank you very much.
Well, clearly you've been inducted into the Franchise Association Hall of Fame, so business is somewhat going well, but you had 5 salons closed last year. What was behind that?
It was mainly just staffing issue. Like, it got me for the last 2 years. Media have been talking about staff shortages and all about hospitality as though it hasn't been anyone else's problem. We've had massive shortages. We normally bring, say, 6, 10 or 12 people in from offshore each year. We weren't able to do that. If we did, we had to apply. It cost us a lot of money and take about 6 months. And so it was just staffing. Like, you know, we had a salon that was quite a nice little operation. It got down to the owner. She was a stylist and one other stylist. It had to trade 7 days a week. It had 2 technicians. You just can't run a business like that. So
when you're bringing people in, it's because you can't find staff here in New Zealand. Are you able to bring in people now? Has it changed? Well,
I hope so, but they tell us there's a whole lot of people coming in, but they're not hairdressers. But I'm sure this government will change it. And it's interesting, it has almost solved itself for us. We've had a lot come back. Like, through COVID, the government were saying if you didn't feel like going to work, don't. And a young hairdresser living down in Tauranga, the surf would be up. Where were they? So, you know, that was the main trouble for us.
When you say the government was saying if you don't feel like going back to work, don't, what do you mean? What kinds of people were they saying that?
It was a message. You guys were saying it. It was on every media because there was a mental health crisis. You know, people didn't cope with it. It was the most ridiculous 2 years we've ever had with lockdowns like we had.
So you mean people were saying you work from home?
A lot of people did, and a lot of people went and opened a salon at home, but thank goodness some of those people have come back and the customer sure comes back. Nobody wants to really go at the end of the day. I went through this in Australia years ago when there was a great threat that home hairdressing was going to take over, and I said, I can't imagine people wanting to sit in someone's kitchen and have their hair done. Just doesn't work like that.
You've made comment about, you know, it's an industry predominantly hiring females.
Yep.
And that women have babies, and you've kind of intimated that they're not encouraged to go back to work.
Well, I don't know how that's interpreted like that. I'm so pro-family. I love it when one of our stylists marry or are having a baby. We support them all the way. But the fact of the matter is, even though there's more men in hairdressing, there wouldn't even be 20% of the staff are men. It's predominantly women. And you love to get married and have babies, and I love it.
Not all of us.
Not all of you, but the majority do. And we have a lot of them come back. You know, their littlies are up at 6 or 7 now, and they're back working with us. But, you know, we really stuffed up the apprenticeship system in this country, not just for hairdressing, everything. And so we weren't training people anymore. And so that's helped create a shortage too. We've got back to training people now. But, you know, this living wage, we have apprentices who demand that they get the minimum wage. I went through a hairdressing school in Australia. It costs thousands of dollars. You know, if you earn while you learn, I don't understand why they have to get the living wage. But young people today don't want to stay home with mum and dad. They want to go out flatting with their mates. And so that in itself, we've still got about 70 apprentices in our group, but it's tough.
Just to be clear, to go back to something you just said then, are you saying it's a detriment to your business that women go away, that they have changes in their lives where they get married and have babies?
Well, it creates a shortage, yeah, but I certainly don't say I don't want you to go. You can't do that. I'm best friends with everybody that's worked for us. You know, it's, yeah.
You're just saying it's a reality of having, especially when there's an existing
shortage.
It's
just a fact of how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think this year is going to be, or this coming year is going to be different if you're able to get a workforce in from overseas?
Yes, and as I say, even locally, we've had people just walk in the door, and in the last 4 weeks it's been quite incredible. But, you know, normally we would have people applying online or knocking on the door all of the time. For the last 2 years we haven't had that. And it's not just my organisation. You know, it's been everybody. There's evidently been about 20 hair salons that have gone into receivership in the last 12 months. And, you know, and a lot of it has been staffing.
Thank you for coming in, and congratulations on being inducted into the Franchise Association Hall of Fame as well. Hope business is looking out for you this year.
It's looking very good at the moment, I must say. We had a fantastic week last week, and as I said in my acceptance speech, I think the next 2 years are going to be very, very strong for us.